Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Um, Let me introduce myself. My name is Betsy Cowarden. I'm here from Mount Carmel Health. I work with the Workplace Health Group, who I think you've worked with them quite a few times in the past. So I actually retired from Mount Carmel on January 1st, 2012, and I've been working ever since. So actually, this is not work, this is pleasure for me. So welcome to meditation and relaxation today. I was talking with Tracy before we started about why did you happen to choose this topic, and she explained that you all have had a lot of stress to deal with, and she wanted some other ways, other things that you might do to try to cope with all the stress. So ever since the pandemic, I would have to say there's no shortage of things to be stressed out about. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. So what we're going to do is I'll talk a little bit about how we define meditation, what the elements are that need to be present in order to have a meditation practice, what the benefits of meditating are. And as I'm going along, I'm going to throw out questions to all of you. So I want this to be interactive. I don't want to just sit up here and talk at you. Okay? Is that a deal? You're all willing to participate? Good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this first slide defines what is meditation, and it's a practice, or another way to think about it, it's a technique for trying to quiet our minds, to try to slow down and rest our minds. It is noteworthy that we need to manage around 60,000 thoughts a day. So our minds are very, very busy, and it's very difficult to turn them off. It's impossible to turn them off because nature abhors a vacuum. And so if you're trying to just clear your mind, that's an exercise in frustration and futility. You cannot clear your mind, okay? Now, the lady that is being Steve Quinzel today shared that she has been meditating for about 12 years. Is that right? Would you mind just sharing with the group how that's benefited you?
I have high blood pressure, so meditation helps my blood pressure come down, and you have stress or you have worry, it tends to rise.
Yeah.
So by meditating, and bring the blood pressure down, and make the body feel not tense.
Right, right.
Most know that I have arthritis, and I used to walk with a cane, and I used meditation for pain.
Great, great. We're going to talk a little bit more about those very things that you're sharing, so I appreciate that. So meditation helps you focus and pay attention, both to what's going on inside you as well as what's going on in your environment outside of you. And sometimes we're paying attention to those things all at the same time. So we can really get wrapped up in being very busy in our heads, okay? So meditation comes from the Latin word, the root medi, which means to attend to something, to pay attention to something. And it's an inner kind of attention that we're trying to create where we're quieting ourselves and we're relaxing. So here's the deal about relaxation. You can't be stressed out and relaxed at the same time. So obviously the alternative of relaxation is much healthier for us than being stressed out. Now, in our country, stress has become normative, and many, many, many people over the years have shared with me that they don't even know how to relax anymore. They don't even have any idea of what that feels like. So it's really kind of getting back in touch with some very basic principles. Any questions so far? Okay. So how do you pay attention and calm your mind? How do you let go of distractions? Some of the latest research reports that we spend 47% of our time being distracted, and that when we are distracted, we are not happy. Hello. So I'm throwing this question out to the group, and you made a commitment that you would be responsive and interact. How do you calm your minds if you don't have a meditation practice? Breathing, okay. What else? Other people? I'm not hearing anything.
Keep myself out of the situation, remove myself, and go somewhere else to gain it.
Okay, so that's a good one. We have to be careful of whom we expose ourselves to, not just what we expose ourselves to, but who. So again, some of the late, sir, could you move down? I can't see you down there. Thank you. Some of the latest research says that if we are exposing ourselves to people that are what I call energy vampires, in other words, they like to create trouble, then we're absorbing the stress that they are imparting to us. So you need to be aware of that and try to spend as little time with those people as you possibly can. Those people could be people that you work with, or they could be people in your personal life, but having awareness about that is very, very important. Okay? We already talked about don't try to empty your mind. You can't do it. But what you do try to do is focus on one thing at a time rather than being scattered and all over the map. So how do you find a single focus? Well, there's many ways, and you can read these for yourself. You could use a mantra, or you could create a relaxing visual image. Years ago, we were working with patients that were receiving dialysis, and so it was very important for them to relax while they were having that lengthy treatment process. So we put together some films of what we thought would be relaxing for people, and one of the films was birds and birds flying over the water and very pretty music. And when that film was done, one of the people spoke up and said, "That was the most horrible thing I've ever seen. It made me a nervous wreck. I hate birds." And boy, was that a lesson to us that we needed to hear from the patients. What is it that will help you relax? Okay? So ask yourselves that. What helps you relax? So I'm going to ask you to respond to that. What helps you relax? Good. What else? Resting, taking a power nap. Have any of you discovered that around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's kind of a metabolic drop and you find yourself sleepy, maybe even a little hungry? Yeah, I mean, that's very typical. Now, because I'm so-called retired, when that hits me around 3, I try to eat some peanuts and cheese to get my metabolism going again, and also to take a 20-minute power nap. No more than 20 minutes, because then the longer you sleep, that can begin to interfere with your night sleep. And one of the things we're discovering right now is that we have an epidemic of people having terrible difficulty with sleeping, particularly women. Any of you women having that difficulty? Oh, if you're not, you're very fortunate. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Okay, so you can use a mantra, a phrase, a set of sounds. You're trying to get a single focus and stay focused on that because that'll help your concentration. So, if you're going to meditate, you need to learn how to do several things. One is to relax. So, if you sit or lie down, but get into a comfortable position, that helps as long as you don't fall asleep. Try to make your breathing process serene, so that might take a little bit of time to get it to go quietly and softly. And then just allow yourself to witness what it is that's going through your head. Kind of pretend that those distractions are in the clouds and you're lying in the grass and you're watching the clouds pass on by, and then you come back and refocus on your breath. So you're trying to keep yourself from getting disturbed and wrought up. You're trying to calm yourselves down. And we're going to do an experiment in a little bit with what I call creating calm and quietude. So there are 3 elements that are necessary in order to have a meditation practice. The first element is having the desire or motivation to meditate. The second one is having knowledge about the benefits of meditating and believing that those benefits are good for us. And then the third one, and this is where it can really fall apart, is making a commitment to discipline yourself and practice meditation. So I was talking to someone recently about meditation, and I said, so how's that working for you? And this woman said, oh, I didn't think it worked very well. I said, how long have you been trying to meditate? And she said, well, I tried twice. So of course that's not considered a practice. That's considered, a couple of trial runs. And by the way, to make something a habit, you have to do that something, whatever it is, for 21 consecutive times. If you happen to miss, you have to start all over, counting from 1 to get that 21 consecutive times. So for example, in exercising, you could tell the difference of exercising after 3 weeks. That's 21 consecutive times. You begin to feel the benefits. So anytime you're trying to create a new habit, think about, I have to do this 21 consecutive times. So let me ask the group, what would you hope to get out of meditating? Why would you even bother doing it? Zen. I like that. When you say Zen, tell the group what you're thinking about. That's lovely. Thank you. What are some other reasons that you folks have to be interested in meditation? Peace of mind, right? Which is pretty hard to come by these days. So wanting things to not be all mushy, but being well-focused, grounded, and clear. Those are all great reasons. Also, it will contribute to your overall happiness and sense of well-being. So that's kind of like Zachary over here said about wanting peace of mind. So let's look at some of the benefits of having a meditation practice. We have 2 big categories of benefits, physiological benefits and psychological benefits. So here are some of the things that helps bring down our heart rate, decrease our blood pressure, reduce our levels of cortisol, which is adrenaline, which can really just about burn you out. There is such a thing called adrenaline burnout, and that's a really bad place to be, okay? It can enhance your metabolism, and that, as we age, our metabolism um, is compromised and fails to do what it did for us when we were younger. And we need our metabolisms to help us restore our health when we're under a lot of stress. So those are a few of the reasons. Here are some more physiological benefits of meditating. They have found that people who spend 20 minutes a day in nature, or people who meditate, live longer than people who do not do either one of those things. And people live longer by 8 to 9 years. That's a lot of time, 8 to 9 years. It certainly helps to relax our muscles. Pain management, this is so important for pain management. There was a man named Dr. Norman Cousins who wrote a book, let me think of the name of the book, Anatomy of an Illness. He had a very rare illness that it was neurological, and he was in extraordinary pain 24/7. And the only thing that helped reduce that pain and help him get some sleep was either watching a funny movie or meditating. And when he did one or the other of those things, he was able to sleep for 2 hours, which if you have horrendous pain, being able to sleep at least gets your mind off of the pain, and so it begins to help restore your health. Okay? We have also found that people who practice meditation have fewer hospital stays because they're enhancing their health. They're not getting sicker, all right? So that means fewer medical expenses. So this is a good way for you to save some money. In fact, I believe that we don't really have health care in our country. We have illness care. And to be well is contraindicated in terms of the industry of medical care, because there's a lot of money in medical expenses and medical care. Okay. Pardon me? Right. So let's see. Here's some more physiological benefits. You can see those for yourself. Are there anything on that slide that you wouldn't want to have for yourself? I don't see any hands going up. Okay. So here are some of the psychological benefits for meditating. And as Tracy mentioned, getting greater clarity. So that's the greater focus and precision in being focused on what it is you're trying to do. Reduce stress, increase the relaxation response, get greater enjoyment and pleasure from your life, feel more connected to people that you care about and who your friends are. And also it can make you more open to maybe looking at the spiritual dimension of your life. That's kind of that Zen thing, right? Here's some other ones. More peace of mind, Zachary. Greater enjoyment in the present moment. Being less reactionary emotionally. Now, I would have to tell you that as Americans, we're very, very bad about this. We're very reactionary. We're not responsive. So when we just react to something, it's a knee-jerk kind of thing. But if we respond to things, we kind of slow down and stop and think about what's going on and think about, how do I want to manage this? How do I want to cope with this? So we're much more rational. We're much more reasonable, and there seems to be a huge shortage of rationality and reasonableness in our society, and there certainly is a lack of empathy. So that's another psychological benefit to meditating, is you can increase your empathy for people. And then the third element is that one about creating a discipline and being engaged and making a commitment to do something over and over and over again. So like our Steve, the city auditor up there, she's been doing it for 12 years. That's a huge commitment. And you know, sometimes you can fall off the meditation train, and it only takes one time to, oh, I don't have time to do that today. Well, then the next day it's even easier to say, I don't have time today either. So if you find yourself, you're trying to build a practice and then you fall off the meditation train, you want to get back on as soon as possible. Okay? So we're going to do a little experiment now. And this is the one I mentioned, learning how to create calm and quietude. So I want everybody to sit up straight, put both of your feet flat on the floor, don't cross your legs or your ankles. And you're just going to sit quietly, and when I tell you to, you will close your eyes, and for 2 minutes, all I want you to do is listen to your breathing. Just listen to it. Listen to the rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. Pay attention to how hard is it for you to breathe. And by the way, you'd have to do this anyway, but you're doing this with intention. So just keep breathing, and I'll tell you when the 2 minutes is up. All right, everybody ready? Close your eyes, please, and listen to your breathing. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And I'll let you know when the 2 minutes is up. So before you open your eyes, just pay attention to whether you're experiencing any sensations in your body, whether you were really distracted, and just kind of how are you feeling. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So how was that? What does that mean? Nice? Did it seem to last a long time? Okay. Did anybody dislike doing it? Which is okay, you don't have to like doing it. You disliked it? I'm sorry. Uh-huh. So, okay, because you got caught into the distraction. Yeah. It's so easy for that to happen. I mean, we spend 47% of our time distracted, right? So that's a habit that takes time to, we're never not going to be distracted, but we can be a little less distracted. Okay, that might be the reasonable goal. Anybody have any other sensations? Did anybody feel sleepy? If you do, that's usually a sign that you aren't getting enough rest and that you need to get more rest, okay? Okay. So here are some other ways to do focused breathing. We have breath counting, so you might breathe in to the count of 1, exhale to the count of 2, and so on up to the count of 10, and then you repeat that. One that we recommend if you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't seem to relax and get back to sleep, it's called the 4-3-7 approach. So you inhale to the count of 4, you hold that breath to the count of 3, and you exhale to the count of 7. And you repeat that as many times as you need to. And people that do this regularly really report that they've trained their bodies to only need to do it 2 or 3 times and they're back to sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, give that a try. You could just use a phrase where you say, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, which you have to do anyway. But I'm trying to get you to do it with intention and with focus, okay? And there is a thing called breath walking. So let's say you're going to spend maybe 20 minutes at a park just walking. And for maybe 10 of those minutes, we advise you to have a word that you say when you breathe in and another word that you say when you breathe out. So I really enjoy doing this. It's incredibly relaxing. My words happen to be, I breathe in with the word calm, I exhale with the word peace. And you just keep doing that with every step that you're taking, okay? So that's another experiment that you could give a try. So now we're going to, if you thought that the creating calm and quietude of 2 minutes was long, we're going to spend quite a bit longer doing guided imagery. So, excuse me. Again, you need to sit up straight. Get your back nice and straight. Feet flat on the floor. Just let your hands relax. Close your eyes, and I'm going to guide you through this. So just listen to the instructions and follow the instructions, okay? So this is a time to let go of physical tension, stress, everyday thoughts, everyday worries. This is a time to quiet your mind and to quiet your body. So get comfortable. Passively disregard those everyday thoughts or worries and gently bring your mind back to your breath and just let those thoughts pass on by. Be aware of your breathing. Feel your lungs fill up like a balloon and pushing your belly out. As you exhale, release your breath and let go of tension and stress. Notice the rising of your belly on your in-breath and the falling of your belly as you let go on the out-breath. With each out-breath, let go of those everyday thoughts and worries. Simply be present in the sensation of each breath as your breath comes in, as your breath goes out. Invite all of your attention to be with your breath. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. If your mind wanders, just gently return your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in, notice your breath filling your body, and then letting go of the tension and stress as you breathe out. So to deepen the process of relaxation, we'll focus on different parts of our body. Use your in-breath to be aware of any sensations such as tightness, tension, stiffness, stress, aching, tingling, restlessness. And then use your out-breath to let go of those sensations, releasing the tension and the stress and allowing your muscles and body to soften and to relax. So let's start by focusing on your feet. Become aware of any sensations in your feet, any tension, tightness, discomfort. Let go of the sensation as you exhale, and then notice the softening and the relaxing of your feet. Let your awareness move to your legs, your calves, your thighs, your pelvis. Again, notice any sensations with your in-breath, and then notice the letting go and softening with your out-breath. Now let your awareness move to your belly and to your chest. Notice the gentle rising and falling with the rhythm of your breathing. Allow the muscles of your belly and your chest to soften and to relax. Be aware of sensations on the in-breath, and then soften and relax on the out-breath. Now become aware of your hands and your arms, your fingers, your thumbs, your wrists, your forearms, your upper arms. Become aware of any sensations that you're experiencing. And then on your out-breath, notice the releasing of those sensations and the relaxing and the softening. Now become aware of your back, your shoulders, and your neck as you breathe in. Let go and release any tension or stress as you breathe out. Notice how your back and your shoulders and your neck relaxes and softens. Move your attention to your head now. Release any tension Allow any tension, tightness, or stress to drain from your face. Let your forehead expand, soften, and relax. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Let go of any tension or stress in the muscles of your cheeks, around your mouth. Release and relax your jaw. Breathe out any tension that you notice. Now expand your awareness to include your entire body. Notice how your body rises and expands as you breathe in and how it releases down as you breathe out. Be aware of your whole body. Your eyes are soft and relaxed, your face is relaxed, your shoulders are loose, your arms and hands feel heavy, your legs are relaxed. Allow the physical tension, feelings, and thoughts to be released with each out-breath. Allow your state of letting go deepen. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Enjoy your relaxation. Your body is relaxed. And with your eyes still closed, become aware of your surroundings. Be aware of any sounds in the room. Notice any sensations you're experiencing in your body. And then when you're ready, just gently open your eyes and join the group. So how was that? Very relaxing. Was that a little bit easier than the other one for you? Okay. You know, there are many apps you can get on your phones. My favorite one is called 10% Happier. There's one called Headspace. You can just Google free meditation apps and all kinds of stuff comes up. There's one called Calm. There's one for kids called Breathe Kids. So this, if we were teaching kids how to do this at a young age, I think the world would be kind of different, right? So here's just a few other things to keep in mind if you're considering a meditation practice. Try to do it at the same time every day because, it helps create the habit. Try to do it in the same space. Spend between 10 to 20 minutes. The research says you don't get any greater benefit for meditating longer than 20 minutes. So why spend 30 minutes or Lord knows what when time is very important to us to begin with. So keep it between 10 and 20 minutes. Try to reduce having any caffeine before you meditate because caffeine gets us pepped up and you're trying to calm, okay? So don't make a challenge for yourself when you can avoid it. I meant to tell you something else about the creating calm and creating quietude. That's a meditation practice that you can use either proactively or reactively. So, for example, if you know you're going into a situation that's going to be stressful and tense, take the 2 minutes before you go to that event and get yourself calm. Or Reactively would be you weren't expecting something to be stressful or tense, and it turned out to be that way. So afterwards, again, try to bring yourself into focus and get grounded and calm yourselves. Okay, so reactive or proactive is helpful. So I hope you'll all consider practicing meditation. Questions, comments, thoughts?